All right, we are back. Back again. Ready to finish this game off. Finish it off. Let's see. Should be on here. For some reason my chat's not popping up for my restream. Let me double check and get that. Go in here. Okay, I believe it's going. Okay. Let's get going here. We're in the final areas. We got to go to the cloakroom. Just fly through the rest of this game, hopefully. Fly, baby, fly. This was the mannequin room in the last part. No mannequins in here. There's one. Anybody in here? I can see you. Put it away, James. Checking, making sure that the sound is okay on here. Sure, this is gonna go well. It's freaking burning, man. Get out of here.
Mama, I was looking for you. You're the only one left. Maybe then I can finally rest. Mama. What's wrong? Wait. You're not my mama. It's you.
I'm sorry, Angela. I think you were right. What we're looking for, it's not here. Not anymore.
Thank you for helping me earlier. But I wish you hadn't.
Helped her against
Even
her
Mama
father.
said it. I deserve what happened.
No, Angela, that is not true.
Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. maybe you think you can save me? Will you love me?
No.
Care for me?
No.
Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James. Give me back the knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself. Have it your way. It doesn't change anything.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
Short? Oh yeah, I was gonna test something real quick. See how replay buffer works and what it does to my stream and everything. Where it stores it. Who's screaming? Am I just here? Y'all have haunted me all freaking game. It's my turn to hunt you down. Fools. Try this and go. I don't know how long my replay buffer's been going. They're all hurt. They're weakened. Good. That's how we want them. Let me try. F10. Stopping replay. 9. Second attempt. On replay buffers. 312 to be cleared out. how I like my monsters. Freaking weak. Let's finish him off. Okay. It's ending my second attempt at the replay buffer. If that doesn't work, we'll look more into it. Bunch of saves. Save it 9 times. How about that? How about that? Alright. Just gearing up for the final area. We got 2 shapes there. Cutscene. We gotta have probably one last boss fight. They've been loading us up with some ammo and some health, so. Say you, James. He's sick of it. He feels like me.
James!
Maria's still alive somehow. 2 pyramid heads.
Leave her alone. Leave us both the hell alone.
They just keep killing. This is the 3rd time she's died now. Come on, James. This should be no surprise to you. They bring her back whenever they want. I don't know the meaning behind all of it. Also, she looks a lot like Mary from what I recall in the videotape. What does any of this symbolize?
I know what you are.
Oh.
I know why I needed you. But it's all over now.
Does that represent him killing Mary?
I don't need you anymore. I'm ready.
Jesus. Let's go, James. Oh, throw it, huh? I'll take it back from you. I win? Did I beat it? Silent Hill's Ornstein and Smo. Oh, they're synchronized. Oh, what? Some freaking seppuku there. Obsolete. It looks like they're holding some apples or something. Light bulbs or apples. Scarlet egg. Scarlet egg. First shot. Way easier than Eddie. Eddie was a freaking brutal fight, man. The door you go through plays a part in the ending. There's a lot of mysterious shit in this game. Like, I don't understand it. Okay. What doors do I go through? Used all my shotgun ammo. Rust-colored egg door. Was that this one? I think that was the right one, right? Yeah, okay. Did I just fuck things up by going back through this door? I hope so.
What do you want, Jake?
I'm just kidding.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already. Look at me. I'm disgusting.
Listen to all the dialogue before going through the door.
Disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. It'd be easier if they just killed me. But I guess the hospital's making a nice profit off of me. Why are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James. Wait. Please. Don't go. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not gonna die. Help me.
Bloodborne next. That's right. I got something to show you with Bloodborne here. Oh, are we not done? The fights? Oh shit. Looks like we're gearing up for another big fight. We go up or down? Oh, I don't think we can go down. Let's make sure we're... loaded, though. Up is the last area. Good. Good. We're gonna fight now. Angela, Laura, Maria. Get some closure to this story. Looks like we got a battle arena. We're gonna have to fight Mary probably. I got something to show you with my Bloodborne streams too. Mary?
Mary? I have missed you so much.
I've missed you too. We can finally be together. Forever.
No.
Uh-oh.
James. Honey. What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I know you tried,
James, please.
but she's gone. I know that now,
Stop it.
and I can't just keep pretending.
Shut up! What do you want?
Who's gone, Laura?
Do you even know anymore? I'm yours. I'm here for you. So what if I'm not her?
Maria?
I can give you what she never could. I can be better than her.
Oh, it says Maria.
What else do you want me to be? What else can I be?
I am so sorry, Maria. I really am. But this has to stop. It's time to let it go.
No.
What?
I won't let you do this to me. I won't let you go. I can't!
Some Hideo Kojima type of stuff here. That's kind of scary. Was it up above? One. Oh shit. Covered a lot of distance there. God damn it. I don't know if I hit that one either. Come on. Jesus, man. No more health. I don't know if I'm hitting my shots either. Come on. Come on, man. If I have to start at the fucking beginning, I'm gonna be pissed. I didn't see the health around the room. Okay, at least we're in this part. Oh, I see some bullets there. Okay, that helps. Jesus. Oh, come on. I wish it would give me a little bit of room to fucking breathe! Jesus, fucking stupid. God. That was the last... Yeah, I figured that was the last phase, but... Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Is that even hitting her? Come on, those bats are stupid, or butterflies, or whatever the hell they are. Finish her, James. That's where I shoot her in the head. Oh, that's how you get the bad ending? Mass Effect.
James.
I hear you.
James.
Mary.
I figure I better ask.
Hey, handsome.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I told you. I wanted the pain to end.
Yeah. You did. But that's not why I did it. The truth is, I hated you.
For what?
I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
If that's true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary.
It's okay, James. Here.
The letter.
What is this?
It's what you've been looking for.
How does Mary Maria keep popping up? Where does Maria come into play on this? They better have some big time like exposition and freaking clarity for this ending stuff. If I leave this all confused, I'm gonna be so mad. Did I do it? Did I get the good ending? Looks like the good ending. Don't fade the white. We got more explaining to do with Silent Hill 2. It's a hotel room. Or
In
watch
my
the tape.
restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you to come and see me. But you never do. So, I wait. Wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know, I've done a terrible thing to you. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it is. The doctor came today. Told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this could be my last chance. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I missed you so much. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Every time you come to see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Maybe I just disgust you. I'm so sorry.
What's up, TG?
When I first learned I was gonna die, I couldn't accept it. I was
Beat
so
the game.
angry. I struck out at everyone I loved. Especially you. And that's why I understand if you hate me. But I want you to know, I will always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. Which means that as you're reading this, I'm already dead. But that's okay. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just hope the pain will end soon. So that you remember me for who I was. And not what the disease made me. I want you to go on. I want you to live. For yourself. And for others. Like you did for me. James. You made me happy.
Oh, so you gotta... Is it her gravestone? This is the end. One of 6 endings, and it's apparently the good one. I don't know how you're supposed to know which one's the good one unless you, like, read a guide, but I had Arcania, so he's my guide. GG, thank you. Probably watch the other 5 endings or so. And try to understand what the hell just happened with the last 20 hours of my life in this game. Also, I gotta... Oh, cut to some 90s alternative. Some trivia for you. In the opening of the game, if you looked in the car, you would see a glimpse of Mary's body. In your car, you would see a glimpse of Mary's body. Interesting. There's... Turn that down a little bit. Music might be a little too loud. Interesting game. Interesting. Don't know that I loved it, but I played it. Don't know if I'm gonna go into the freaking survivor horror genre and just play that back to back to back to back, but you know. You didn't play it, you survived. I did survive it. Yeah, that's true. Really, it was good that I probably would have quit it if I would have tried doing longer than 2-hour sessions, but Hour and a half, 2 hours is about as much stress as I could playing this freaking game. Now RE9. I watched TG play a little bit of that yesterday. I think I like watching people play those games more than I like playing them myself. I just get too scared. Too stressful. It's not even the scariness, it's the stress. So... Have you started playing RE9? I gotta get through RE7 and RE8 first, if I decide to play those. Who knows? Those are too stressful for me. At least RE7 was. Also, check this out. I think we need to watch the credits. So I prepared. So I started streaming on YouTube again, both simultaneously on YouTube and Twitch. Play them on... Yeah, that's part of it. Is like the inventory management makes it that much more stressful. So like, I nearly quit this game when just like I was super low on health and struggling through those areas. It made it suspenseful. It made it stressful, yes, but it made it too stressful in my opinion. And I know I play freaking Dark Souls and about to play Bloodborne, and sure that game's going to be stressful too, but I think in a different way. We'll see though. We'll see. But what I was going to show you is I created a thumbnail using ChatGPT, and it's freaking hilarious. I want to see what you think of it. So I actually created 2 of them. Play them on... You were still getting used to the combat for Resident Evil? Yeah, I was still getting used to the combat. Too many jump scares. This game had too many jump scares too. When I was in the hotel at the end, there was like freaking jump scare about every room for a bit, and I'm like, this is getting real old, real freaking fast. But here's my wait, here's my thumbnail for Bloodborne. Tell me what you think of it. It's AI generated, so Bloodborne, it's okay if you have a jump scare, but we don't need 30 jump scares, man. I don't need that. My soul can't handle it. And yeah, I got scared a couple times during Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 even. I think you clipped 1 or 2. Red Dead Redemption 2, I got scared. So, I'm just a scaredy cat, alright? Alright, you ready for the reveal of this thumbnail? Here it is. AI generated thumbnail. Can you see it? What do you think? So I have that one. I created another one too. This one. I don't think this one looks as good. This one, a little crazy eyes there. So we have option 1 and option 2. Let me move my camera out of the way first. Option 1, option 2. I did do the pose in real life. I think option 1 is better as well. But then I just fed the photo into Chat GPT. Also, if I do it in real life, then I gotta remove all the background. I'll show you the real life photo is based off of. What's funny, hold on. What's really funny is at first it put a wedding ring on my left hand. And I'm like, remove the wedding ring. Come on. That's what really cracked me up, was a wedding ring on my hand the first time. Oh, hold on 1 second here. We got 3 credits here. Ending, leave. Ending, clear. Oh, there's 8 endings. Total playing time, 21 hours, 32 minutes, 37 seconds. Distance traveled, 66.07 kilometers. Consumables picked up, 399. Notes picked up, 56. Number of times tried to open locked doors, 430. Number of times checked the map, 802. Total enemies killed, 325. Enemies killed by shooting, 79. Yeah, because I sucked at shooting this game. Enemies killed by fighting, 246. I had the melee. Shooting was hard, and you had to conserve ammo, so... Total damage you received. Ooh. 5,484. Favorite weapon, steel pipe, obviously. Number of shots fired, 760. Number of windows destroyed, 129. Number of healing items used, 125. Times died, 20. That's it. Number of dodges performed, 2,946. You have gained access to Name Game Plus, where you can play with access to additional items, graphic modes, and endings. Should we watch the other endings? Hold on. So we had this. Oh, actually, I did 2 of them. So this was the first one. This was the second one. If you can tell the difference here. I actually think the first one looks better. But the first one, you could see there's a wedding ring on there. And I'm not married, so... And then the second one. So that cracks me. I'll show you the photos these are based off of. Let's see. So this one is based off of this photo here. And it's like when I switch it? Yeah, I wanted to make sure it was a PlayStation controller that it was showing. I don't know what controller this is supposed to be. And then the second one is based off of this photo. 1 second here. This one. So I just took this photo this afternoon. This first one I took like 4 years ago when I first started streaming. Do I look 4 years younger there? And this one I took today. Probably added 4 years just from playing this freaking Silent Hill game, you know? And then this is what it created, the AI created. So... I actually don't think it did too bad. I'm gonna use this rather than like creating my own, just because it does mostly look like me. You could tell it's AI generated a little bit. The teeth aren't quite my teeth. This face on the I didn't want to do that. Based off that one. Captured my dimple though. Captured the dimple. The ears. They look pretty good. Like the jaw looks pretty. It even got like, I'm pretty scruffy right now, like under the neck. So I even got some of my neck scruff, and you can't even see that with this photo. So it did a pretty good job. Why not just use that picture of me? A good question. Because then I got to remove the background of that picture and put it on like a Bloodborne background like this, and then somehow create the letters and stuff. I don't know if I want to go through all that work. I mean, this has already done it for me, so, you know. And it looks close enough, so as much as, you know, you want to criticize AI, see, look it. It's pretty much the same, right? Oh, let me remove the headphones first. Ooh. Should we watch these other endings here? You need to make that faux smile seem more gleeful. That's pretty gleeful. It's pretty gleeful. So I'll even, let's see. I can even edit my YouTube and replace the thumbnail now if I wanted to. We won't quite yet. We got to change our game and all that stuff to Bloodborne, but we're gonna watch the other endings, I think, first. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, that's funny. It has my YouTube channel going since I'm streaming it live now. And we gotta go Silent Hill 2 all endings. Are we gonna go deep dive down all the freaking meaning and stuff? Should I watch IGN's or one from Help Me Leon? IGN's has way more. And then there's every ending explained. Which one do you think? Bloodborne has multiple endings too, but you can get the best ending first playthrough. Yeah, I'll probably have like, I'll look up like a boss guide or a boss list or whatever for Bloodborne at some point. First one? Let's watch the first one. Hold on, let me get out of my PlayStation. Okay, streaming right now. I'll watch these other endings and then Leave ending is the one I got, so I can kind of fast forward through this one. Wait, does it have them marked on here?
I wanted my life back.
In the water ending. You just have to collect 4 items or something like that for Bloodborne. Sounds good.
I tried. I really did, but I can't. Just can't go on without you. I can't forgive myself for what I've done.
Hold on there. Let me pause it real quick. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is the in the water ending. He's having a little soliloquy here. Uh-oh. Oh no. James, what'd you do? We can't even see it.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
So do you know what I would have had to do to get this ending here?
Promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you to come and see me. But you never do.
So saying the exact same thing. He's just in the water.
Wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know. I've done a terrible thing to you. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling. All I think about is
Should I fast forward through this part since we already watched it? It's just showing water.
you came today.
Is it the letter floating down?
You told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that the sticky memories last. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I missed you so much.
So looking at Angela's knife, keeping her health low for nearly the entire game. I'm actually really surprised that
I can tell how hard it is on you.
that didn't happen. I didn't get that ending.
You pity me. Maybe I just
What's up, Lady Dodie? Welcome, welcome. We just beat Silent Hill 2. Now I'm watching. We got the leaving ending, which is supposed to be the good one.
accept it.
We're watching the rest of them.
I was so angry. I struck out at everyone I loved. Especially you. And that's why I understand if you hate me. But I want you to know. I will always love you.
And I will always love Whitney Houston for you right there.
Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told her
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I'm already
That's
dead,
Third Eye Blind for you right there.
but that's okay. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just hope the pain will end soon, so that you.
Okay, we're gonna fast forward through this. Oh, look at this person. They were worse shot than me. He missed. Whoever did that one missed the shot. Oh, Maria ending. Maria, Maria. Sorry, turning everything in this song now. Song and dance. That's Carlos Santana. So what's this one? I would have had to interact with Maria more. What's his story behind Maria? Why is she his like fantasy?
Is what you've been looking for.
Is actually Mary instead of Maria? Aren't they the same like person? Like kind of the same person? Or is Maria somebody he like had an affair with while Mary was like dying in the hospital? That's kind of what I interpret. She's a manifestation of James's negative emotions and desires. I see. Or what about Eddie? Once James stepped foot in Silent Hill, she was created? Oh, and if is that his car? If I would have looked in there, we would have saw Mary's body. Oh no, she's gonna get sick.
Better do something about that cough.
Better do something. Cough. Oh, it's you. Oh, I get a more rock star ending after that one, huh? Or a hard rock ending. Dog ending. What? What is this? Show yourself. Why is it in Japanese as well? I don't know if that's Japanese. I'm guessing it's Japanese. No. It's not possible. No. It's not possible. The true ending. Woof, woof. What the hell is... What the hell? This is so confusing. Don't do it, James. How do you get that ending? Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay, UFO. Are they just going to get crazier and crazier? It'd take years to explain the lore behind that ending? Yeah, I can imagine it would. So that's James. What? What is this? It's that's the James. You're me. That's the James from the original versus James in the remake. He kind of looks like Matt Damon in the first one. Hold on. Matt Damon. Space James. I'm the real you. James. No, it can't be. Space James, it's true. You've been a clone this whole time. But now it's time to come home. Ah. It's a continuation of Silent Hill 1's UFO ending. Is that how that game ended? Or did they have multiple endings? Finally, all is as it should be. Finally, we can be together. That's like a freaking Twilight Zone, huh? Says James. Mary? Finn. Yeah, I knew that was the OG James model. Rebirth ending. I got pissed during this rowboat part. I was like, why are they having me freaking paddle so long in this freaking water?
You look so peaceful.
Peaceful.
Forgive me for waking you. But without you, I just can't go on. This town, Silent Hill. The old gods haven't left this place. And they still grant power to those who venerate them. Power to defy even death.
Mary. This one, stillness ending. All right, so far the dog ending is my favorite.
I tried. I really did, but I can't go on without you.
I can't live if living is without you.
Forgive myself for what I've done.
I know. What's wrong, honey?
I've always been waiting for you.
So you're gonna read the letter now. He's going to the water now. Sounds like it. So he doesn't read the letter is probably what it's implying there. It's interesting how all the endings seem to have different music to them. Fast forward to that one. Bliss ending. Is this the final ending? Looks like it. Also, this is like right before the final act of the game, the Otherworld Lakeside Hotel. So do you not do Lakeside Hotel Otherworld if you get the Bliss ending? I guess we'll see what happens in this Bliss.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Promise you'll take me again, James.
I'll take you.
I promise.
Come on, we need to finish packing. James, honey, did something happen?
No, it's fine.
I will say the graphics and modeling for James is really, really good in this game. He's going to pan around a chair. All right. Somebody said I called this out too. Better do something about that cough. I didn't sound like a concern. Felt like a threat and a warning. That's what the second comment is too. Which one's stillness? Oh. Somebody said the acting in the stillness ending is by far some of the best video game performances of this year. I searched for the rest of the endings. I was not expecting dog and UFO. I was not expecting dog. Using Comic Sans for the UFO ending is just top tier humor, I swear. Luke Roberts, oh, that's the voice actor, deserves the best performance ending, best performance game award for the stillness ending alone.
This scene has one of the greatest details in the entire game, but only if you agree with me. Late in the plot,
Only if you agree with me.
a supernatural manifestation created by the town of Silent Hill for James. If we freeze frame during the labyrinth cutscene, we can see the reflection of the prison cell in James's eyes, with no one inside. I know that some of you will say that she is probably temporarily disabled, but if we take a look in Maria's eyes, I think we can see silhouette of James, which I marked for you in MS Paint. What do you think?
I don't know about the silhouette of James. Can you see that?
Details in the I marked for you in MS Paint. Guys, I think we can.
Oh, god damn it.
This scene has one of the greatest details in the James, which I marked for you in MS Paint.
I think he's pulling our leg. Maybe he can. I don't know. They said they did this game dirty in the Game Awards.
What do you think?
Hey, handsome.
Wait, is somebody seriously just playing like a caption? Like they're not narrating over this?
Silent Hill 2 has
Oh, here it
5
is.
different endings. 3 that can be achieved on your first playthrough, and 5 more that can only be accessed by meeting specific conditions on New Game Plus. Let's take some time to review all 8, examine what it takes to get them, and consider what they tell us about James, Mary, and the overall story of Silent Hill 2. Before we get to the endings themselves, first we need to talk about the third and final act of the game, so that we can have a good foundation to build off of moving forward. In Silent Hill 2's closing hours, James arrives at Lakeview Hotel in search of a videotape he and Mary made together the last time they were here, during the vacation to Silent Hill that we hear about quite a few times throughout the game. James will find that videotape in a safe in the basement, and after solving the music box puzzle, he'll reach room 312.
Solved it first try, no problem.
Vacation. This is the so-called special place that James has been looking for all along. There, James will find a VCR she can use to play the tape. The tape starts out normal and heartfelt, with Mary asking James to promise her that he'll bring her back to Silent Hill someday, and saying that it was once considered to be a sacred location. Some of this, especially
I don't know if I want to watch this whole 40-minute video.
was echoed in Mary's letter.
I don't see that, like, WTF. Yeah, I think that guy was pulling our leg or something, our collective legs.
We hear her breathing heavily, and though it's shot in a purposefully ambiguous manner and from various points of view, the end result is clear. James kills Mary by suffocating her with a pillow. Beyond that, it really is ambiguous. We don't see James's face. We don't know if he's making an expression of anger or sadness. We don't know what he was thinking at the time or what his reasons were. That's largely dependent on the ending you get. And even then, your personal reading of James's character will strongly influence your final verdict there. We don't know what happened before the murder.
Okay. now that he explains it, I can see it. I wasn't sure what I was seeing in that freaking blank TV screen thing. I think they should have showed that a little bit better. But and then yeah, it made sense that he talked to Laura afterwards and said that he killed Mary.
That's largely dependent on the ending you get. And even then, your personal reading of James's character will strongly influence your final verdict there. You don't know what happened.
Honestly, I thought it was like some sort of pyramid head that was in the reflection at a little piece of time.
Mary says that she told James that she wanted the pain to end, and it's possible that these were her last words to him before the murder. But in the Maria ending, she says that James robbed her of the last precious moment she had, which makes it sound like she wanted to stay alive a while longer. All we know for certain is that he killed her. That's all Team Silent wanted to show us back in 2001. And here in 2024, Bloober Team has only made things more muddled. It is supposed to be open to interpretation and debate. No two people are going to play up to this point in Silent Hill 2, watch this scene, and come away with the same take on James Sunderland's actions. It's part of what made the original an all-time classic, and now the remake is introducing a whole new audience to Silent Hill 2's bold and complicated storytelling. That having been said, there are a few cold hard facts about Mary's death that we need to establish before we move on. First, in Mary's letter to James, which is read aloud to us in 2 of the endings, Mary mentions that she's been given permission to go back home. This indicates that the murder took place at James and Mary's house. Some fans speculate that they lived in Ashfield, where part of Silent Hill 4, The Room, is set. Furthermore, this also suggests that the long hallway conversation, which we'll dive into very soon here, was not the last conversation James and Mary had before he killed her. We know this because, in that conversation, Mary mentions that James brought her flowers, makes specific references to the hospital she's staying in, and yells at James to leave and go home. Obviously, he can't leave and go home if they're already home, which tells us that this conversation took place at some point earlier. Personally,
The hospital we visited.
The long hallway conversation took place during James's last visit to her in the hospital, the visit before he came to pick her up and bring her home. This also explains why the cops aren't actively looking for James. No one knows that he killed his wife, because he did it while they were at home, and not surrounded by nurses and doctors. And as for Mary's death itself, some view it as a mercy killing. Others, a straight-up murder committed by a selfish husband who wanted his wife out of the way. Some folks argue that it's something in between. The various endings that follow leave plenty of room for all 3 interpretations. But make no mistake, what James did here definitely wasn't planned. In the video, we see James sneaking up on Mary while she's sleeping. And we also see signs of struggle, evidenced by this camera shot here, which shows Mary grabbing James's arm, and the sounds that accompany all of this. So while there are many acceptable interpretations behind the reasons for James's actions, and though, depending on the ending, you can make the case that Mary wanted to die, that she wanted the pain to end.
Arcania says they show it. Yeah, they are showing like the camera stuff on the TV way too quick.
That this is an assisted suicide or something along those lines. Because in that moment, Mary doesn't know what's happening to her, and she resists. So either James pulled a George and Lenny from Of Mice and Men, or he did something far more sinister. With the tape over,
Have you read or watched Of Mice and Men? I had to read that one in high school.
James admits what he did, and even comes clean about it to Laura, in a scene that just fucking guts me. The acting here is brilliant, and you can clearly see just how much Laura loved Mary, and how guilty James is. After Laura chews James out and leaves, there's an Otherworld transition, but not in the direction you'd expect. You'd be forgiven for thinking that what happens here is that we shift from the real world's Lakeview Hotel.
You had to read it in high school too.
Lakeview Hotel.
It's a good book.
It's actually the opposite.
Good book.
As it turns out, we've been in the Otherworld Lakeview Hotel since we arrived. The real one was torched in a fire sometime after James and Mary stayed there on vacation, meaning that as the fog dissipates and James sits alone in the hotel room, we're actually leaving Otherworld and returning to the real town of Silent Hill. This is a topic that Masahiro Ito has talked about a few times in the past, and brought up again now that folks are discussing and analyzing the remake. Masahiro Ito, for those who are unaware, was the creature designer for the first 3 Silent Hill games, and the creator of Pyramid Head. Bloober Team brought him on to help with the remake, which, if you ask me, is a big part of why it turned out so well. What this tells us is that in James's Otherworld, despite how hellish it is in locations like Woodside Apartments and Brookhaven Hospital, Lakeview Hotel, his special place with Mary, is exactly as he remembers it from his vacation. Well, mostly. It's now abandoned and crawling with weird monsters, but hey, you get the point. In any case, as he sits in the real-world scorched version of Lakeview Hotel, James hears a message from Mary on his radio. Just as she has throughout the game, she says that she's waiting for him. But this time, she sounds desperate, asking him if he hates her, telling him that he's close, and begging him not to give up. As James progresses through the burned hotel, you'll know...
Couldn't remember what Lenny did to finally get him. I think he killed, like, from what I recall, Lenny and the other guy were working on like some, like his farm hands pretty much. And I remember there was like some supervisor who was like a boxer guy or something like that. And then the gal he was dating, I'm pretty sure Lenny accidentally like killed her or something like that. So that's why the other guy killed Lenny.
Notice that the monsters he encounters are noticeably weaker and don't really attack him, which, as I see it, is a sign that our protagonist is indeed nearing the conclusion of his journey, and that soon enough, he won't need these monsters anymore. For better or for worse.
I also made sure to beat the
Eventually,
nurse with the pipe,
Angela
just to make sure.
Who's at the end of her own Silent Hill Odyssey. Her heartbreaking story will need its own video, but to provide a quick analysis of what's happening here,
I was wondering
she's trapped in
what's
a
the story with
burning
Angela.
stairwell with the defeated bodies of 2 abstract daddies on the wall. Most folks believe them to be representations of Angela's father and brother, who abused her. Angela initially thinks that James is her mother, who she's been looking for throughout the game. She soon realizes that James isn't her mother, just James, and then reveals more of her own trauma, describing how her mother said she deserved to be abused. James tries to talk her down, but Angela is unfazed and asks him to return her knife. James refuses, and with that, Angela begins to walk up the stairs. It's at this point that James says that it's hot as hell in here, indicating that he can't see the flames. They're only visible to us players and to Angela, who says that for her, it's always like this. Most interpret this to mean that fire is a key component of her own personal otherworld, much like water is to James's and ice is to Eddie's. Angela then heads up the stairs, her final fate unknown. Shortly thereafter, James reaches Silent Hill 2's penultimate boss fight. Pyramid Head is back, and this time he's got backup, a second Pyramid Head. Maria is at their mercy, suspended upside down from a contraption that is reminiscent of both the execution cages of Silent Hill's past and the bed-like frame that surrounds the flesh lips, and later, the game's final boss. Maria begs James to rescue her, but it's no use, as the Pyramid Heads stab her before he can do anything. Then, in one of the game's most powerful moments, James drops to his knees, and at long last, comes to understand the purpose of Pyramid Head. He acknowledges that Pyramid Head is a manifestation of his desire to be punished for killing his wife, and that for a time, he did need him. But all of that is over now, and he's ready to face the truth of what he did. After proving that he is indeed ready by outlasting the duo, the Pyramid Heads will drive their spears into the ground, and impale themselves on the opposite end. When this cutscene is over, each Pyramid Head will be holding an egg. The rust-colored egg, which represents Mary, and the scarlet egg, which represents Maria. You'll need to place both in the doors in front of you to progress, but which one you pass through will influence what happens next. Thus, it's from here that the endings begin to deviate in earnest. So let's start things off with the leave ending. To get the leave ending, you need to keep your health up throughout the game. As in, don't just walk around the town hobbled and with the red border around your screen. You'll also
I did that a decent amount.
Mary and the photo of Mary in your inventory. It's unclear how many times you need to do this to get the ending, but I got it on my first run despite only looking at these items once, right at the beginning of the game. Because of this, my personal opinion is that Leave is the ending that most players probably get on a first blind playthrough of Silent Hill 2. Because
Okay.
unless you know better, you're probably going to check out the letter and the photo at least one time. Another key to achieving this ending is to listen to the full conversation between James and Mary in the long hallway before the final boss fight. Again, this is something that I'd expect most players unfamiliar with the game's ending conditions to do. Of course newcomers are going to want to listen to this conversation. It's pretty critical, so let's break it down here. In the long hallway conversation, Mary shifts between yelling at James and begging him for affection. She starts by chastising him for bringing her flowers, mentions how ugly and disgusting she feels, goes as far as to say that she thinks she looks like a monster, and then screams at him, telling him to leave. When he does start to leave, Mary changes her tone, pleading with him to stay, and asking him for comfort. It's unfortunate to say, but if you've ever known someone in palliative care, mood swings like this are fairly commonplace. When I played Silent Hill 2 as a teenager, I didn't understand it. But now that I've seen my grandmother go through it, and watched several of my friends have to put their parents in adult daycare facilities, this conversation hits like a truck. Because it's a realistic representation of what happens when someone doesn't have that much longer to live. And if we are to fully understand James's character, it's important that we see a scene like this, and witness firsthand the emotional burden that Mary's terminal illness placed on him. Again, I'm not here to tell you how you should feel about what James did. That's entirely open to interpretation. But few people, outside of those who work with such patients day in and day out, are equipped to deal with this type of thing. At the same time, the long hallway conversation tells us quite a bit about Mary and her mental state around the time of the murder. We knew that she was sick and dying, but her dialogue reveals how depressed and helpless she felt in her hospital bed, with only doctors, nurses, Laura, and the occasional visit from James to comfort her. Mary wasn't an old woman by any means. She was young, probably in her 30s or 40s if I were to take a guess at her age. No doubt she had hopes, dreams, and goals of her own. She probably wanted to spend more time traveling with James, and she might have even wanted to have kids. Her terminal illness ruined that possibility, and thus she has every reason to be as emotional as she is here, even aside from the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, folks in palliative care often have moments like this. And as any wife would, in these circumstances, she surely wanted comfort from her husband. Based on Mary's letter, and by his own admission, we know that James struggled to provide that comfort. If James had been better in this regard, if he'd stuck to the vows of in sickness and in health, and visited her more regularly, and been more attentive to her needs, then perhaps he would have known that she had no interest in flowers, something that seems to have set her off right from the beginning here. All of this is to say that even in a generous reading of James's character, I think that the long hallway conversation suggests that James had some serious shortcomings as a husband. It's a really complicated and human situation with lots of valid points of view on the matter, which again is part of what makes Silent Hill 2 such an all-time classic, and an example of some of the best and most authentic writing in all of video games. After leaving the long hallway, James ascends to the top of the hotel, and meets with who he initially believes to be Mary. But he soon realizes that it's not Mary at all. It's Maria, having taken on the form of Mary. He apologizes to her, and says that this can't go on anymore. He knows the truth, that Mary is gone, that he killed her, and that nothing will bring her back. Furious, Maria refuses to back down, and transforms into the game's final boss. In the OG Silent Hill, the name of the final boss was Mary, but the remake simply refers to the entity you fight here as her. Personally, I like this change, as it reflects the fact that there are multiple conversations that can happen here, some with Mary, and some with Maria, and leaves further room for interpretation. The battle with her lasts 3 full phases, and even changes arenas a few times. Once she's defeated, she'll collapse, and in order to progress, James will need to hit her one final time with any of his weapons. So, essentially, what's happening here is that James is being forced to symbolically reenact what he did back on the videotape when he killed his terminally ill wife. It's dark and gruesome, but it's one of those quiet, metaphorical moments that the remake does so well. before he can move on to the ending, he needs to accept that he really did kill Mary. One final time. With the boss fight over, James is granted one final conversation with the real Mary. She's affectionate towards him, and though James apologizes for what he did, Mary dismisses this, saying that she told him that she wanted the pain to end. Still feeling guilty, James brings up the selfish reasons he wanted her gone, going as far as to say that he hated her. But Mary shuts this down too, saying that if that's true, then why does he look so sad? She then gives him her real letter, which we see James share with Laura. The game then reads the letter out loud as still shots of Silent Hill are shown on the screen. In the letter, Mary goes into greater detail about how her condition made her feel, and describes how she suffered in her bed, sick, lonely, and depressed. She says that she knows how hard her illness has been on him, that it shows every time he comes to visit. She also expresses that she hopes the pain will end soon, so that James can remember her for the person she was, and not what the disease turned her into. This would seem to support the viewpoint that Mary's death at James's hands was a mercy killing, an interpretation that works well with the Leave ending. But again, whether or not that's really what happened here is entirely up to you. She concludes her letter by telling him that she wants him to move on, to live for himself and others, because he made her happy. As she says this, we see James leave Silent Hill with Laura, implying that he tends to take her in and raise her as his own, something that Mary herself dreamed of doing. It goes without saying that Leave is considered to be the quote, good ending of Silent Hill 2. James accepts that he killed Mary, finds solace in his final conversation with her, and decides to do something kind and productive with his future by adopting Laura. Whether or not James would be capable of being a good father is up for debate, but I personally like to think it's something he would have struggled with at first, but learned to do quite well over time. And regardless, Laura is a lot better off being raised by him than wandering the streets of Silent Hill. If you're looking for creator opinions on the ending, Masahiro Ito says that there's no canon ending to the game, and that he does like
No canon ending.
but he believes that James would have turned himself in for killing Mary. So I guess if Ito had his way, he wouldn't have been able to raise Laura after all. Now, let's go from the game's most uplifting ending to arguably its weakest, the in-water ending.
Weakest.
You
This
can
is a
get
good
this
ending.
ending by neglecting James's health throughout the game, allowing it to rest at critical levels rather than actively healing. But you can also trigger it later on, if you're so inclined, by inspecting Angela Orozco's knife in your inventory. In this way, the conditions for triggering it have some similarities to Leave, and that an early game item can influence the path that James takes. For this reason, many players shoot for the Maria ending, but save their game before the final boss fight with the two pyramid heads, allowing them to examine the picture of Mary to trigger Leave, or the knife to trigger In Water.
That's interesting.
In any case, just like with Leave, to get the In Water ending, the player will also need to listen to the entire conversation in the long hallway. And fittingly, up on the roof, the scene between James and Maria in the form of Mary plays out just as it does with Leave. After defeating her, the In Water ending truly begins. Sitting in the front seat of his car, James apologizes to Mary, saying that he knows she wants him to move on, but that he just can't let her go. He then glances at his back seat, where many fans had long believed he was keeping Mary's body, something that the remake confirms, and looks down at her unopened letter. James then starts the engine, and drives the car into the lake. The game reads Mary's letter aloud as it descends to the depths of Toluca Lake. The content of the letter is the same, and while it might just be the music, her tone seems noticeably bleaker and more depressing, which leads me to believe it's a different take entirely. Regardless, In Water is truly the opposite of the Leave ending. James acknowledges that he killed Mary, and that she's not coming back, but decides that he can't forgive himself or go on without her. In doing so, he rejects Mary's last wishes, her desire for him to move on, and to be the man he was for most of their marriage. To me, that makes In Water the game's quote, bad ending, but there are bleak elements to all of the non-joke endings, so it's really up to you to decide which one is deserving of that title. That said, many players, going back to the original game, consider the In Water ending to be the game's canon ending. This largely has to do with the fact that, as I just covered, Mary's body has been in the back seat of James's car all along. Furthermore, James's original voice actor, Guy Seehey, prefers this ending, and is the one used in the original game's novelization. Ito has said that he likes this ending, along with Leave, and acknowledges its popularity with fans. Now, as mentioned earlier, Leave and In Water are fairly easy endings to manipulate, at least in theory. But the third standard ending for the game is notoriously tricky to get, and that's the Maria ending. To get the Maria ending, you need to, generally speaking, show as much interest in Maria as possible. Stay close
We
to
did
her
not.
accompanying you.
We did not.
From monsters as best you can, and talk with her every chance you get. All of this works on something of a reputation system, which makes it tricky to gauge. But other factors that are reported to influence this ending include using the ripe apple instead of the rotten apple in the mirror puzzle, going through the door you place the scarlet egg into instead of the door you place...
Wait. Ripe apple instead of rotten. I don't think I got a rotten apple.
The rusted egg into after your battle with the two pyramid heads, and leaving your personal items, like Mary's photo and letter, behind in the locker when you enter the service elevator in Lakeview Hotel.
Oh, I did that.
Like to leave and in
That's one thing I forgot to ask is if I had to leave all that stuff in the... I left everything in the locker, and I went in bare bones to that basement.
Water endings, which call for you to listen to the entire conversation in the long hallway before the boss fight with her. To get the Maria ending, you should sprint through the hallway as quickly as possible, with the goal of reaching the door before it's over.
There's a lot of conditions that have to be met for this Maria ending.
The second you enter the long hallway, you'll reach the end while Mary is yelling at James, before her demeanor changes and she starts to look to him for comfort. Which, I'd say, reflects that in this version of events, James let the moments where Mary was angry about her illness deeply affect him, and focused little on the moments where she wanted his affection. Prior to the final boss fight, an entirely different cutscene plays out. This time, James doesn't talk to Maria pretending to be Mary. He's straight up talking to Mary. And what she says here changes, well, everything. As mentioned during our discussion of the Leave ending...
Oh, I didn't see this one on the alternate endings.
It sounds like Mary did want to die. But in the Maria ending, that's definitely not the case at all. Because here, Mary yells at James, saying that he killed her. This, of course, is true in every version of events. But for her to say it like this suggests that she didn't want to die. Then she accuses James of trying to replace her with...
Oh, this is in the
and after defeating her, that's
Asteria.
exactly what James does. He returns to Heaven's Night, where he reunites with Maria. The fact that this is...
Yeah. Arcane is saying the scene that is the scene that plays before you fight Mary for ending it was Maria. Yeah.
He finds her.
Yep.
About his motivation.
I just when we watched the alternate endings, I'm surprised they didn't show that as part of the Maria ending.
Night is a strip club. So by meeting her here, of all places, the developers are really emphasizing James's sexual frustration and all the other selfish reasons he had for wanting Mary gone. Speaking of Mary, he has her letter in this ending, but rather than open it, he pockets it, again signaling his desire to cast her aside in favor of Maria. James and Maria then leave Silent Hill, but before they do, Maria coughs, just like Mary does on the videotape, indicating that she, perhaps, is about to suffer the same fate as her alter ego. The cyclical nature of this ending has led many to believe that James is in a recurring loop, not unlike the protagonist of Silent Hills, I suppose you could say. Evidence for this, beyond the ending itself, includes the references to the concept of samsara throughout the game.
Better take care of that cough.
All of the human bodies, including those murdered by Eddie, look like James. Thus, some believe that the Maria ending is just a step along the path, until James ultimately accepts Mary's death, and either moves on, as he doesn't leave, or decides to end it all, as is the case with In Water. As far as the base game is concerned, that's it for the endings. In New Game Plus, there are 5 more. One that goes back to OG Silent Hill 2, 2 new ones created by Bloober Team, and 2 joke endings. Let's start
UFO and
with the
dog.
one from the original game, Rebirth. To achieve this ending, you'll need to gather 4 items on your New Game Plus run. The items are as follows: the Crimson Ceremony Book, which can be found in the graveyard after meeting with Angela Orozco, the White Chrism, which rests on a table outside of Baldwin Manor, the Obsidian Goblet, tucked away in a cubby in the Silent Hill Historical Society, and finally, the Lost Memories Book, which you'll find on a shelf in the Lost and Found area of Lakeview Hotel. If you're on a run to see all 8 endings, which is possible to do on New Game Plus, I'd recommend saving your game immediately before picking up the Lost Memories Book, because as soon as it hits your inventory, you're locked into Rebirth. From there, the path to the Rebirth ending progresses as per usual. James still sees the ambiguous videotape. He still fights Ornstein and Smo. I mean, Pyramid Head and Pyramid Head.
That's funny. You called him, Arcania's called him Ornstein and Smo as well.
And he still battles
Have you? Is this the video you watched, Arcania's?
At the top of Lakeview Hotel. Though this time, a third variation of his conversation with Mary/Maria will play out. Here, it's once again Maria posing as Mary. But rather than reject her because he knows the truth, he instead declares that Mary isn't truly gone, because he's found a way to bring her back. True though this may be, he sounds completely fucking delusional in this scene, and very clearly hasn't accepted what he did. After defeating her, a cutscene will play showing James rowing out across Toluca Lake, presumably to the island where the exiled woman lived in the folktale referenced throughout the game. He's got Mary's body with him, up in the front of his boat. He apologizes for
That was an original Dark Souls reference by moi. Well, it's in this video too.
but says that he can't go on without her.
That's funny.
Declares that the old gods of Silent
You must have been the one that started it. You probably typed it in on some Reddit thread and then he read it, and then made a YouTube video, huh?
They still offer aid to those who venerate them.
Oh, and you called him Ornstein and Ornstein? Hold on. Let me scroll back up and see what you called him. You did say Ornstein and Ornstein. Interesting. Because they are the exact same.
Ritual to bring Mary back to life.
I missed that.
This ending is decently popular with the fan base, especially those who entered the series with Silent Hill 1, as its mention of old gods and occult rituals is a callback to the first game. I like it because it's tonally quite different than the others, but still gestures towards the possibility of the loop theory being a thing. For the record, I'm not sure that I'm a proponent of that theory myself, but I do like that the remake makes
And you doubted me.
honor it in its own subtle way.
No, just double checking.
Lost in the fog, we should cherish the things about Silent Hill that made us keep coming back to the resort town, and fan theories are certainly one of those things. Now, let's move on to the 2 new endings. First up, let's talk about the Stillness ending, or some folks are calling it In Water 2.0. And appropriately, to get this ending, you have to have first unlocked In Water. So if you're out there trying to make it happen, make sure that you've achieved that one first. In addition, you'll also need to get the chainsaw from the Silent Hill Ranch, and use it to acquire the Key of Sorrow from a green car on Wiltsey Road. Then, once you reach the real version of Lakeview Hotel, use the key on the safe in the manager's office on the first floor, and enter the combination to get the Toluca Lake postcard. Inspect the postcard at least once, and you should be good to go. Structurally, this ending is indeed very similar to James is sitting in his car, back where he started the game, when he expresses how much he misses Mary, and how he can't forgive himself for killing her. It's at this point that he seems to imagine Mary talking to him. She asks him what's wrong, calls him honey, and touches his face. He asks her if she'll wait for him, and she says that she'll always be waiting for him. The fact that we don't see Mary's eyes in this scene, and only see her lips move when she says that last part, has led some to suspect that there might be something sinister going on here, but I personally don't see it that way. James then looks down at the letter from Mary and starts the engine. But if you listen closely, there's a pause before the car drives into the water, which isn't there for the In Water ending. And the sounds in general are slightly different, and thus some folks speculate that James got out of the car in this ending. In light of this, I've seen folks interpret Stillness 2 different ways. For some, the fact that it sounds like James got out of the car combined with his brief conversation with Mary about how she's waiting for him, suggests that this isn't an ending at all, but rather a prologue. That this is what happens immediately before we take control of James at the beginning of the game. I don't really agree with this interpretation, but I can see where they're coming from. If true, it would mean that this is the moment where James represses Mary's death, confuses 3 years with but a single day, and decides to go looking for her in Silent Hill. It's pretty interesting to think about, but again, I don't think it's very likely. Another take on this scene is that it is basically the same as In Water, except for the fact that James gets out of the car before it drives into Toluca Lake, thus sending Mary's body alone into its depths. If so, it's almost a halfway point between Leave and In Water. James accepts what he did, but can't forgive himself. So he essentially buries Mary's body, and then decides to go on with his life, waiting until the day that he gets to meet her again in whatever afterlife he subscribes to. Coming into the remake, I was very, very leery about the fact that Bloober Team was adding endings to the game. Actually, to say I was leery is a bit of an understatement. I fucking hated it. But as the game went on, and I saw
Don't touch my
how
precious game.
this all-time classic, I became so encouraged by their work that I was interested to see how these endings would compare to the existing 4. And I think Stillness is a worthy addition to the collection. It honors the popularity of In Water, while also adding a new twist to it that says something of its own, without editorializing either. That's not easy to do with a game as established and praised as Silent Hill 2. Based on what I've seen, the community, for the most part, seems to agree with me on this. The acting in this scene is spectacular, which really sells it, and I've seen some folks go as far as to say that it's their new favorite ending to the game. I truly never thought I'd hear that when I found out new endings were going to be introduced to Silent Hill 2, and for that, Bloober Team deserves some serious props. I like it myself, but it's not my favorite. I'll tell you which ending I prefer at the end of this video, but I can see why some folks feel that way. It really does mix Leave and In Water very well. James accepts what he did, and struggles to move on, to the point where he considers ending it all in the lake with Mary, but decides to keep going anyway. A broken, guilty man who's come to terms with some things, but still isn't all the way there yet. The second of the game's new endings is called Bliss. To get this ending, James will need to acquire a substance called White Claudia from a safe in Pete's Bolorama. White Claudia is a hallucinogen used in rituals by the cult of Silent Hill. It first appeared in Silent Hill 1, and it's popped up in several of the other games as well. When you get to Lakeview Hotel, before you watch the videotape, the tape where it's revealed that James killed Mary, drink the White Claudia and interact with the VCR as you normally do. The videotape will start out as it usually does, with Mary asking James to bring her back to Silent Hill someday. But just before the ambiguous murder typically takes place, things shift entirely, as James walks into the frame and embraces Mary. The apparently happy couple then realizes that they need to get packing. Must be checkout day. James heads over into the corner and zones out for a moment, at which point Mary asks him if something happened. He responds that everything is fine, and legitimately smiles for the first time in the entire game, before the screen cuts to static. The game ends with a final shot of the hotel room, with James gone from the chair. There are several ways to interpret this, but what stands out to me, first and foremost, is that, as mentioned earlier, White Claudia is a hallucinogen, and a powerful one at that. So, at a base level, I think we can definitely say that our boy James is on one hell of a drug trip during this scene. But why does he vanish? And what's up with the moment where he appears to zone out? Well, I might be reading too much into this, but let me play that moment for you again one more time.
James, honey, did something happen?
That part where Mary checks in with James sounds eerily similar to this line right here from Maria.
James? Is everything alright?
She says this when you save the game in her presence, which makes me wonder if he's doing something similar here. No, not literally. I'm not saying that James is saving his game here, don't get it twisted. Rather, I think that perhaps the game is suggesting that he is symbolically choosing to stay here, to persist in this memory, to dwell on the past instead of moving forward. and it's using something meta, in this case the save game feature, to demonstrate that. Hell, even the way he blinks out is similar to what we see when you save your game. So I really do think there's something there. It would also help explain why he disappears from the hotel room, because he's forever lost in the fog, forever trapped in the happy memories of the past. I don't think this ending is as strong an addition to the list as Stillness. That ending just threads the needle so damn well. But it's still pretty good, because it has something of its own to say. How many of us, if we were in James's shoes, would choose to persist in the past rather than move on? It's tragic, sad, and relatable. Something
What's up, Crunk?
Heightened by the fact that James does indeed look truly happy here. There's something about it that reminds
TG's back as well. Nice.
In that way.
So we are. I finished Silent Hill 2. It was a very stressful experience, but glad I survived it. As Arcania said, I did not beat Silent Hill 2. I survived it. So yeah, now there's 8 different endings in the game, so I just watched the 8 different endings, and now I'm having this masterclass explanation of the different endings explained, kind of interpretations behind the endings by, just give this guy some credit here, Albatross. It's a good name. Also, TG's back in. Okay, after this video plays, I'm going to show you my I created a thumbnail for Bloodborne. I want to see what you think about it.
And now, on to the 2 joke endings. The first is the dog ending. In this ending, James discovers that a devious pupper has been behind everything that's been happening to him throughout the game. To get this ending, you'll have to combine 2 broken key parts to make the dog key. The first, fittingly, can be found at the pet center in the eastern side of South Vale. And the second, also fittingly,
It's ridiculous.
you find in the western side of South Vale after you meet up with Maria. As for the second joke ending, the UFO ending, to get this one, you'll have to acquire the blue gem from South Vale Jewelers and then use it in 4 locations. On the roof of Saul's apartments.
8? Yeah, there's a lot of different endings.
At Rosewater Park.
And this is explaining some of the conditions you had to meet to get some of those endings. We with Arcania's help, I got the good ending. It's often referred to as the best ending.
Lakeview Hotel's
Or
dock,
good ending.
and finally, in room 312 itself. Upon doing so, you'll get the ending. James will head out onto the balcony, where he'll be abducted by the original Silent Hill 2's James, and an alien in a comedic scene that should bring some.
That's a good take there, TG. Seems like if there are 8 endings, then there are really 0 endings, and apparently there is not no canonical ending with the with Silent Hill 2. There's no or canon ending.
To all longtime fans. Now that we've covered all 8 endings in detail, let's get into the debate and discussion portion of this video. Which of these endings do I think is the best ending? Which one is the most fitting conclusion to the gripping and human story of James and Mary? Well, interestingly enough, the remake has changed my feelings on the matter. When I first played Silent Hill 2 way back in the day, I got the leave ending on my first run. And though I thought that it was a very satisfying conclusion, it didn't seem appropriate. The original James Sunderland, voiced by Guy Seehey, often came off as aloof and rather clueless. Because of this, I was more inclined to believe that though Mary probably did want to die, it wasn't a mercy killing, but rather James's selfishness and his desire to be rid of her that motivated him to suffocate her. Thus, I preferred the in-water ending. It just seemed to be the natural conclusion to James's narrative arc. But here in 2024, the remake has changed my opinion completely. The remake's James Sunderland, played by Luke Roberts, who, fun fact, took on the role of the legendary Sir Arthur Dane in Game of Thrones,
Interesting.
comes off in a far more sympathetic light. He's kinder to both.
How come we weren't better at combat then? If Sir Arthur Dane was who we were, channeling through.
And even when he has his issues with Laura, He seems
We
more
were pretty good with the pipe. That was my favorite weapon.
annoyed with her than pissed off, which is how he sounded in the original, at least to me. He's also noticeably hesitant around Maria, but still seems to care for her in a way that I see as good-natured rather than needy. And most importantly, his every word and movement is full of emotion, full of regret, guilt, and trauma. It's far easier for me to believe that this James Sunderland killed Mary out of mercy and is struggling with it because he's a decent person who knows he wasn't always the best husband, that he did, at times, have selfish reasons for wanting her gone. And to me, the best conclusion for this James Sunderland is leave. Mary acknowledges that she wanted to die, and he gets closure on those selfish reasons when she dismisses them entirely. As Mary herself says,
If that's true, then why do you look so sad?
to me, that question encapsulates everything that James Sunderland is. That's why he's a fucking mess throughout Silent Hill 2. That's why the town has its way with him for the better part of our 16-hour journey. Because he's not a monster.
16 hours.
He's a complicated character
This took me like 22 hours.
who did a terrible thing in the name of mercy, and is struggling with it because at his core, he really did love his wife, and the thought that he might have killed her because he was selfish tears him up inside, to the point where he's invented a great knife-wielding tormentor based on the horrifying executioners of Silent Hill's past to punish him over and over again. James looks so fucking sad because he killed his wife so she wouldn't have to suffer anymore, but is scared to death that he did it for all the wrong reasons. I also love that he leaves with Laura. I have my doubts about his ability to be a good father, like I said earlier, but from a symbolic standpoint, it does provide him the opportunity for redemption. We love our last-minute face turns, like with Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi. But it's important to remember that redemption...
Spoilers if you haven't seen Return of the Jedi.
The leave ending, where James departs from Silent Hill with Laura at his side, provides him with the chance to fully engage in that process. And that makes it an ending that from multiple perspectives I can really get behind. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think is the best ending to Silent Hill 2? Let me know down in the comments.
This is a very good
Thanks for watching.
explanation.
Big thanks to Matthias T. Taylor, Silas, and David Pepiot for allowing me to use their covers from the Silent Hill soundtrack for this video. To check out all their music, just follow the links to their channel pages down below in the description box. Big shout out to all my silver and gold tier YouTube channel members and Patreon subscribers, including James Pruitt, Corey Matson, Gustavo Balabi, Lil Caesar, Reed, Pathonian, Faith G, and Anna Novakova, who get
Anna
early access to
Novakova.
videos thanks to donations of $5 to $10 a month. See you guys next time.
He should have said James Sunderland and then left it there. Been like, creepy. Okay. So here, the TG and Crunk. I was showing Arcania as this earlier, but I created a thumbnail for Bloodborne. So Bloodborne is going to be the game I play next. And I created a thumbnail. And what I did was I said to ChatGPT, create a thumbnail. And first I did the first photo and then the second photo. Create a thumbnail for my playing of Bloodborne or something like that. And then insert the photo. And then, let's see. Oh, I'm just gonna go to ChatGPT and show you here. I was gonna maybe I'll do a side by side. So let's see, that one, that one. So based on this picture. This one ended up being my thumbnail, which is freaking funny. Doesn't quite look like me, but you know, it's close enough. And then it also had this one. So it created both of these. What's funny about this one is it puts a wedding ring on my left hand. So I said to remove the wedding ring. So now I have these two thumbnails. I look probably not quite like me on this one without the wedding ring, which is also kind of funny. That like re-rendered my face a little differently. I know they did put like more like sunspots and freckles and whatever on my face, which is kind of funny. I was gonna say I don't think I'm a I don't think it quite looks. This one looks a little bit like me, but it has the wedding ring, so I was like, I don't know about that. I'm not married. Girlfriend's gonna start getting ideas if I do that. And then this was the second one. This one's pretty good too. So based off this photo, it generated this one. Oops, let me move stuff out of the way. I don't think I could have made this in Photoshop in 2 minutes. First of all. Second of all, I don't have Photoshop, so I'm not going to buy Photoshop for thumbnail creation, because ChatGPT did it in like 30 seconds. Approve it. If you could make it in Snapchat in 2 minutes, I will pay you a $5 commission. That's pretty good, considering that would be equivalent to $150 an hour. I vote to use an alternative AI. Send me the pics. Maybe Anthropic, whatever they use. What is that? What is Anthropic? First of all, this is the thumbnail I'm gonna use. It looks a little bit more like me. You can tell it's not quite me. It's not bad. It looks like a AI rendered version of me. It has far less nose hairs. That's my critique. I have way more nose hairs than that. Whoever is that guy? ChatGPT accepted the government contract for mass surveillance after Anthropic refused on moral ethical grounds, and they were terminated. Also, to use AI algorithms to determine who should be killed, apparently. What? That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna send Crunk those pics and see. What'd you say you're gonna use? Snapchat? Let's see what Crunk can come up with. Hold on. Let me get my freaking taskbar back real quick, because I may watch another video that is Silent Hill 2 original versus remake to see like some of the main differences. I don't want to go down like another 40-minute wormhole. I wasn't going to watch that entire first video that was explaining all that stuff, but it was so good I had to. Okay, hold on. Crunk, send you some DMs here. There we go. 5 files sent Crunk's way. She has 2 minutes. If you do not complete the challenge in 2 minutes, then you were terminated. Hold on. Let's see. That is not hyperbole. Use AI algorithms to determine who should be killed. Yeah, that's insane, man. Snapchat. And Anthropic was the first choice, but denied the government. While we're at it, want to see the Grizz origami I made? I do want to see that very much so. So let me go down this Anthropic wormhole. Is this what I said? The Chat GPT. I said first. I said to create me a. Let me go to my desktop again. First, create me a thumbnail for Bloodborne, and put this generic dude in there. I'm like, well, that doesn't look like me. So then I said, all right, use me as the or use this photo as a frame of reference. And so it created this. And then I said, okay, let's do a different photo, more recent photo, because I didn't think this quite looked like me. And this one looks better. And then I said, can you remove the wedding ring? So I had it remove the wedding ring. I thought that was freaking hilarious. OpenAI, aka ChatGPT, then accept. Oh, Claude is Anthropic AI. I didn't even know about that AI. Hold on. Okay, so then I can say, can you create a YouTube thumbnail of me playing Bloodborne? Let's see, here is a reference photo. I'm gonna do the one I took today. Throw this photo in here. Oh, can I? Wait, what is this that you sent? I'm so confused. This AI stuff's confusing to me. Let's type a proper sentence here. I like how it corrected YouTube, but nothing else it like had suggestions for. Oh, so this is like all the different AIs. OpenAI, Cloud. That's pretty cool. So should I sign into this thing? Yeah, you can select different AI bots. I never knew about this use AI thing. Not paying for anything. Come on. Ooh. Attach my signature, please. Probably not safe to have my signature on a computer, but I do. Which cloud should we use? 4.6. That's for coding. Strongest model is 4.5. Let's do that one. It's thinking. It says Bloodborne Nightmare. Bloodborne. I like that it actually uses me and my dumb looking face. So it's actually me, which is nice. And I don't know if I like the Bloodborne Nightmare title. I would change that. I wonder what I could change that to. I kind of like the background that the chat GPT was using. Let me just load that up real quick. That was... thumbnails. This one. So I like the background a little bit better. That's cool. And just saying plain Bloodborne and the graphics and stuff. This is a little bit more blah. But it's actually me, which is cool. I just got to take a better picture. This is Krunks. Hold on, let me open it in a new tab. Well, you almost did it. That's funny. That's funny how you took my smile from that one where I was wearing a blue shirt, so you could see my blue shirt in there, and then you use my shirt that I'm wearing today. My hair is gone. Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Let's try refining this. Let's see. Can change the background to match the following. I'm going to take the background from this one. Aw, bullshit. Yeah, upgrade. Can I use a different one? I almost did the hands, but just decided to keep the whole bod. That's freaking hilarious. Who needs hair? It's perfect, says Arcanias. The dark TV in the background messed up the snipping tool. That'll happen. That'll happen. Well, we got a couple thumbnails at least. We got like 5, including Crunks. That's funny. Ori Grizzy in the Discord. I'm also testing out Replay Buffer. I'm pretty much switching to using OBS instead of Streamlabs OBS because too many problems with that one. So I'm trying to get things all synced up and whatnot. Crunk said she's sending the Ori Grizzy in the Discord. I'm not seeing it. I'm hearing notifications, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know if I'm gonna start Bloodborne tonight or not. I may start it tomorrow. In the global chat. Why didn't I get like notifications on that? There it is. Ori Grizzy. Oh yeah, I see it. That might be your finest work yet, Crunk. Oh, like the Do Better and Dumb and Dumber stickers. Ori Grizzy. It's a little bear. Yeah. Yeah, it is Grizz. Give that a thumbs up as well. This was a photo I took the other day of me driving into work. I was like, oh God, I'm going to Silent Hill. Watch out for Pyramid Head and a strange woman that looks like your girlfriend. I did see my girlfriend. This is me scared. This is still scary as fuck. Holy shit. I'm wearing the same shirt, except for it's a red one. Jesus Christ. I can't even see me. Hold on. In the wrong room. It was more stressful than I thought it was going to be. Relax, shoot. Relax. Yeah, it was nice this weekend for us, Crunk, and then it got to like in the 30s. It actually snowed yesterday. It was like a very light snow, but it's been in like the 30s. Jesus Christ, I hear it behind me. And it was rainy today, so it was, I think it was closer to 40s today, but now we wait. That was scary. I'm so scared. Oh my God. Oh yeah, there's one more video I wanted to watch actually, which was Silent Hill 2 remake versus original. shorter.
Enough that those who are familiar with the original but may not have it completely memorized by heart may not even notice it at all.
What's the point?
Oh, Krunk says it will not stop snowing, and Arcania said we got rain today, but thank goodness. Yeah. Yeah, it was rainy for us today too.
To run. But you're the same as me. It's easier just to run.
The tweaks to the dialogue allow the conversations to feel more natural and reflect the deliveries of the actors without ever really deterring too far from the original's off-kilter feeling. The new deliveries, while still having, that weird sort of air of dreaminess to them, give the lines a different sense of weight and emotional heft than the, kind of aloof delivery from the first game.
This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the fog either.
The voice acting in this game was very, very good.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe.
Maybe.
This town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it dangerous?
maybe. And it's not just the fog either.
Okay.
It's
Now, some dialogue changes are less subtle, however, or maybe even completely taken out. Probably, most famously,
How can you sit there and eat pizza?
yeah, so that's been removed entirely. Instead, it's been traded off for something a little less hostile, but not without a sense of lingering judgment nonetheless.
At least you got your appetite back.
I think it gives the scene a much different vibe than the original, but still allures a lot from Eddie's silent reaction. Dialogue aside, the biggest difference here is that this scene no longer occurs in a bowling alley, but a movie theater.
How far we've come with graphics, yeah, and voice acting. Like the original, some of the voice acting sounds like almost like the original Resident Evil. No, wait, don't open that door.
Instead, Eddie is now eating ice cream with his bare hands, which to me is a far more psychotic move than just chilling in a bowling alley.
I thought he was eating popcorn,
Pizza
like fake
while
popcorn.
monsters are outside. However, him actually eating ice cream in the scene has a much deeper meaning than you probably may have realized at first glance. Notice that whenever he speaks, it's almost like his breath is freezing in air as though he's in somewhere cold, but when you look at James, that isn't the case. I think this is a really clever way of Bloober conveying that Eddie is trapped, more or less, in his sort of freezer environment that you see him in eventually, which explains why he would instead be eating ice cream, especially with his hands, as though he's trapped in a freezer, instead of pizza at the bowling alley. This is in direct correlation in which how you eventually see Angela in a world that to her is always on fire.
You see it too?
I assume popcorn because it was at the, yeah.
For me,
I do like Eddie's look. It's so creepy. Yeah.
All that considered, in fact,
The graphics were fantastic in this game.
most edited and altered in the remake, it's those with Eddie. Lines like,
You're not friends with that red pyramid.
so that's missing. But the obvious reasoning is that James now meets Eddie before encountering Pyramid Head in the closet. It's a subtle remix of things, but not, entirely uprooting the original's flow. Instead, the Pyramid Head encounter in the remake segues directly into the nightmare or otherworldly version of Woodside Apartments, giving more implications to James's encountering of the metaphorical character. And I kind of get it. Seeing Pyramid Head, who is probably the most metaphorically symbolic being that James encounters, is now used as a vessel to push James further into this other world, which is corroborated later in the game when Pyramid Head throws James down the elevator shaft, which then transitions directly into the otherworldly version of the hospital. Anyways, back to the dialogue. After Eddie's boss fight, James no longer says the rather on-the-nose statement of,
I killed a human being. A human being.
though I'm sure some folks will probably point out that that line is vital in the original, Bloober's approach is at times just a bit more nuanced, which I think is owed to the technological advancements that can capture more subtle mannerisms and body language, which does a lot of heavy lifting in these scenes rather opposed to the lines themselves. You can practically still hear him saying it.
A human being.
Alright, so the puzzles are different, sort of. Some puzzles from the original return, but in totally different locations and just slightly remixed a bit. Many puzzles have been removed entirely and instead received a little wink and a nod by way of glimpses of the past. Or at least that's what they're referred to in the game's trophy list. Glimpses of the past are callbacks to the original game, notably scenes that have been removed or changed in the remake. Now, if you're a Silent Hill lore enthusiast or canon conspirator, the inclusion of these glimpses could imply that they did, in fact, actually still happen. Maybe to another version of James, thus feeding into the narrative that James has indeed been in a nightmarish loop and, wait a second, isn't that James's dead body that Eddie is shooting over and over and over again? Alright, look, no, hold on. This is just biggest differences. I'm not going down the conspiracy rabbit hole. Anyway, so there's a lot of new puzzles, and I mean a lot, sprinkled throughout. So while some puzzles will ring a bell for veteran Silent Hill 2ers, you'll still be kept on your toes for most of it. The good news is, you're still reaching into toilets. I don't think you're gonna find your precious Mary down there, James. Alright, next up. It is way longer than the original. For the average player,
It was too long.
Silent Hill 2 could take somewhere between 6 to 8 hours to complete on their first run. The remake, however, had me clocking in just over 17 hours. And for clarity, this isn't because of any additional story stuff. It's actually just because the environments are far more expanded. Buildings are even more labyrinthian than before, and even further defies any logical architectural design. In some ways, I felt as though the levels were more akin to Resident Evil 1 or 2, making the environments like mini puzzles in of themselves when trying to navigate them and unlock passageways. Bloober Team, on the other hand, gives this rather tried and true survival horror level design a much needed shot in the arm of Silent Hill surrealism, making its convoluted nature more nightmarish and, at times, totally nonsensical, but in a way that supplements the game's themes and doesn't detract from them. Silent Hill, the town itself, has been also expanded, not in literal size, but the buildings in which you can explore. Comparing the maps, they're basically, the same, but this time around you'll have to explore a bar, a record store, and a diner before ever entering Woodside Apartments, and that isn't to mention the optional buildings too. For context, by the time I had reached Woodside Apartments in the remake, I was already 90 minutes in, compared to 20 minutes when I was replaying the original.
Jeez.
This is a change that can be seen in the game's
I was probably like
as early
2 or 3 hours in.
just before entering Silent Hill, where you'll need to explore a small garage in order to locate a key in order to bypass a locked gate. Classic survival horror design logic. Now, that part is pretty quick, but it lays much of the foundation for how every environment unravels onward. Alright, combat. Now, this one is obvious, but I think it's notable as it vastly changes the pacing and flow of Silent Hill 2 in the remake. And the original combat was clunky, imprecise, and, sometimes more a chore than an actual requirement. When I first played the 2001 Silent Hill 2, I spent most of my time sprinting past every possible encounter. And not out of fear or that I was scared, but because there was very little incentive or a need to really deal with it. In the remake, I wouldn't say combat is necessary. In fact, I think it's perfectly fine to just duck your way out of most encounters. But instead,
I fought my way through a lot of them.
I need to weigh the risk of needing to actually defend myself, as enemies are far more threatening than the original. This is balanced with its all-new dodge mechanic, which gives a more bob and weave sort of feeling to the combat. Additionally, James reacts with an intensity that grounds the game's actions in a pretty visceral way. Oh, and on that note, this is more a comment on James' voice acting than his action, but James now clears his throat randomly, and it's, a subtle little touch that I appreciate as a chronic throat clearer myself. Okay, excuse me. Anyway, combat changes the flow and tension of Silent Hill 2 a great deal, especially in boss fights. Boss fights are completely overhauled, giving a lot more room and depth, some of which add a needed layer to their already incredible symbolism, particularly Abstract Daddy, which adds a whole new section before crumbling apart into its fleshy hell in a cell. Each boss fight is given a few extra layers, or, in the case of Flesh Lip, you're only fighting one instead of three, but
Flesh Lip.
makes a bit more sense in the context of the boss's deeper
That's
meaning.
hilarious.
The first combat encounter with Pyramid Head, however, happens elsewhere, in a more arena-style setting than the claustrophobic stairwell. Yes, it is true. Maria is no longer clad in the iconic outfit worn by one Christine Aguilera. The
Oh, that's
outfit
hilarious.
can be found, however, in outfits worn by one Christine.
That is like the exact same. Shoes are different and doesn't have a necklace, but
Aguilera. The outfit can still be found, however, in Jack's Inn when exploring it with Maria. Obviously, this is a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the original fans who get it, but who knows? Maybe this further feeds into some conspiracy that this is a loop and that outfit did at one time belong to another version of Maria. But again, seriously, I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to talk about conspiracies. Speaking of conspiracies,
the UFO ending is the real ending, confirmed.
And did make an appearance in the original game. It was merely just used as a place to save. This time, it serves a bit more purpose, as it is required to explore before progressing to the next major story beat. For the die-hard fans out there, they'll know Jack's Inn also makes an appearance in Silent Hill 3. In fact, this game explicitly acknowledges it, which I'm sure will stir those canon fans into a frenzy.
This room. There's something wrong with it. I think we should leave.
In fact, it basically implies that the two games are happening at the exact same time, but you didn't hear that from me. But really, this is interesting considering Silent Hill 2, while sharing the same town, has existed as a standalone entry in the series, with its story being untethered to the cult stuff from the other games. Extra scenes. While the story is completely intact as is most of the original dialogue, Bluebird did take some liberties in adding just a few extra scenes. Starting with the most prominent being in Heaven's Night. In the original, the strip club was just a location you pass through, which Maria had not just one, but multiple keys on hand to unlock it. Christ, lady, get on with it. Obviously, this implies that she did indeed work there. The remake is far less subtle, with an entirely new scene where Maria offers taking a break just to dance for James. It doesn't go very far, but the scene does unfold into an intimate moment where James appears to have some sort of troubling relationship with alcohol. Again, it's all in those little mannerisms. Or not. Who knows? Equally, the scene gives a little more of Maria's manipulative side to breathe as well.
This place, this whole thing, it's like a nightmare. I just wanted to get away from it, even for a second. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
If you choose to explore it a little more before leaving, there's a few more not so subtle indications that James has been there before. Actually, on the topic of Maria, there's just a lot more screen time with her, including an extra scene in the park before heading into the hospital. The scene makes Mary, James's wife, a bit more of a mythical figure and urban legend in Silent Hill, or in James's version of Silent Hill, that is. The extra scene certainly leaves less to interpretation in comparison to the original game, but adds a little more depth to James's delusions, making his character just a bit more complex than seen before. The one that surprised me the most was the addition to another scene with Angela just before heading to the Historical Society. Whether or not it implies anything or is even necessary, I can't really decide, but it's an interesting inclusion to say the least. Okay, so this difference is specifically about the leave ending, as the dialogue and reveal has been largely rewritten.
Mary?
Wrong again.
In the remake, Maria is presented less as an antagonist in a final boss battle, and more as the coping mechanism that James manifested, that he must face and overcome.
I have missed you so much.
I've missed you too. We can finally be together. Forever.
No.
This rendition of the scene is more dramatic and gives a clearer character arc for James, especially in facing the murder he committed. Sure, this video has been filled to the brim with spoilers, but not so much for returning players. Except there are 2 new endings which we will not be showing in this video. All I will say is that unlocking these have a very similar chore list to the original game, and if there's anything I could suggest is just, if you want to go into a blind, be on the lookout for new items or maybe even some places you couldn't enter before on your new Game Plus runs. Alright folks, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a comment if you think I missed something, or maybe even think about some of those conspiracies that we brought up, because these games love to have interpretation, and this one, in some ways, answers some long community theories.
Alright. Going to end it there. I don't think I'm going to play Bloodborne tonight. I will play tomorrow, though. Get some gaming in tomorrow. New game. Looking forward to Bloodborne, that's for sure. So, had Arcania's in here, Crunk in here, TG in here. Also had somebody named Lady Doty in here that said hey. But yep, good hanging out. Don't have any nightmares? I'll try not to. I haven't yet. Come play RE9. I may watch TG play some RE9. I watched him play a little bit last night as I was falling asleep and going to bed, but I'm gonna get a few things done here and maybe do that. So we'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Later.